Doctor, what's on your mind, baby? What's the agenda today?
I like what Barry did last week. He just asked a few questions, and it was all comical and jokey, jokingly and all that type of stuff. I found some questions I wanted to ask my other brothers. All right, okay, gentlemen, what was your biggest achievement?
Okay, my biggest achievement, becoming a father. Becoming a father, that's my biggest achievement in my life. One I'm most proud of. That's my greatest and biggest achievement is becoming a father.
Wow. Okay, I'll piggyback on it. Mine was becoming a father too. And this is what I did. As soon as I became a father, I called my mom and I said, Mom, I didn't know you loved me this much. I didn't know how much you love me. I said, I'm looking at this girl right here and I'm saying, she loves me unconditionally. And I couldn't understand. I didn't understand it. I called my brother and apologized to my brother because my brother had a child 3 years before me and he came to visit me in San Diego. And I wanted him to stay with me. He said, I gotta get back to my shorty. This is what I told him. That little nigga don't know you. You can stay here with me. But then after, I said, okay, now I understand. I didn't understand it first, man. I'm telling you. Good answer, man. Good answer.
All right, so I mean, yeah, that goes without saying. Not only being a father though, looking at the kids and what they've become. Because the most frightening thing was actually becoming a father. I hated kids, little rat bastards. I hated kids. I don't want no damn kids, you know? And so when I got the phone call, you know, it changes the way you have to move and the sacrifices you have to make. And not having, my father wasn't in my life. So not having that father figure, turning out the way my kids have turned out, it's nothing but the grace of God, because I knew what not to do. And my dad will probably listen to this podcast. Hey, no offense, but hey, you wasn't there. So in spite of you not being there, you know, I learned how to be a man. I knew what it was like to be a man, and I knew what it was like to do things that were selfless. So when they needed to have something and I didn't have the next pair of Jordans or something along those lines, it taught me how to sacrifice. And that is it. Being with the same woman for 30 years and not having no outside children, it was and is quite an accomplishment, all things considered.
First of all, I admire Old Soul. My biggest accomplishment is not being a father. I wish I could have done better, especially when you talk about blended families. You know what I mean? Like, it's unconditional love. You know, I have to say there's some selfishness in me as a human because I always wanted my own child, right? But I love my kids, right? But I'm sure I could have been a better human being and a better father. And I try my best. There's no manual to it. So hats off to you, Old Soul. You know, I think my biggest accomplishment was there's a few things, but I'm just gonna, you know, I like to talk about going back and after 20 years and going to grad school and going through that process. But I think the biggest accomplishment was just me at a young age, and I consider 28 a young age, to get up and just leave to go from Philly to California without a job. And then be here 20 some odd years later and be successful in my eyes, be successful, right? And accomplish what I did. Because I think a lot of people, when I left Philly, a lot of people thought I was coming back. Like, it's going to be tough, right? You ain't going to do it. He going to be coming back. And I know a lot of people who left from Philly and did go back. But for me, I would say that's my biggest accomplishment, leaving out from Philly at the age of 28. And never turning back, man, coming out here and being here almost as many years as I was born, you know, in Philadelphia, basically. So yeah, I'd say that is my biggest accomplishment.
Okay, can I piggyback in there? I'm sorry, Chris.
No, go ahead.
Let me piggyback in there for the fact checker. When we talk about blended family. Brother, I want to always remind you, it's not over. Trust me, fatherhood continues. It's always a work in progress. I kick myself for a lot of things that I should have done when I first became a father, right? That I wish I did. But when I sit down and talk to my son, if we didn't go through what we went through, we wouldn't be where we're at. So what you have to understand is don't give up on yourself, because you're still a work in progress for you and your children. So don't say, well, I didn't, or I wish I would have, because every day you're a father, right? It doesn't change. Every day is a progress. So they're not going to give up on you, so you don't give up on yourself. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I'm actually not giving up, but I appreciate those comments, bro. I just wish I did better.
No, see, Lance, you got it wrong, man. You got it wrong. We all wish we could have done it better.
Yep.
And I'll tell you another thing too. I knew your biggest accomplishment was coming to California to meet Leon. I knew it already.
No, I want to let me clarify though. I try to raise kids like I was raised, and that's not necessarily how things are done, right? Especially, I didn't have a father in my life. So when you don't have a father in your life, me learning that ability to be that father without having someone to look up to show me how to do things, it's a case by case basis, and so I try to do how I was taught, and it's not necessarily the right thing to learn that.
So for me, like, I know you, right? We've known each other for going on 40 years, right? Your biggest issue, right? Because you're a jokester. You're a jokester, and you arrogant as hell. And it's
Am I really?
So it's like, you're gonna do it my way, right? And so what I had to do, because I too didn't have that. Remember, I was raised by my grandparents. So what I had to do was take bits and pieces of what they taught me foundationally.
Yeah.
And you had to modify it for this. Now, listen, I'm telling you, I whooped my kids' ass. So they were about 12, 13. And it got to a point when they was 13, I didn't have to, because all I would have to do at that point is look at them. Because I didn't tolerate no nonsense, right? Now, my grandfather, man, y'all know the Reverend. He didn't spare the rod. Both my mother and my sister, on their 18th birthday, my grandfather whooped their butts. On my mother's 18th and my sister's 18th. I would never think about putting my hands on my kids at 18.
At that age, yeah.
No. But he didn't play that. He told them to do something, they didn't do it. Matter of fact, my mom would have told this story that he went to the bar, grabbed her, where KT lived out on Walsh Road, was whooping her tail down Walsh Road till they got to the end of the block, and he continued to whoop her behind up until we got to the porch. And my sister Rhea, she said something. She said the word "what" to my grandmother. What was the word she said? Not no not no impact words. The word was "what." By the time he whooped her behind from down that second floor to out in the porch, he lit her behind up. Again, I wouldn't do that, right? But the respect that my kids showed for me doing when they were younger, the child rearing ages, it's unprecedented. And that's, I go back, I know I'm on my soapbox, but man,
no, it's all right, bro.
That's what this generation is missing, bro.
Yeah.
This generation is missing that.
Big time.
It's difficult in a blended family though, bro. It's blend. You got to be in a blended family to really, like you and Leon, you understand because these are your children. But when you have a blended family, it's different.
It's very different.
It's different. It's complete. It's different. You know what I mean? And it's
you gotta follow.
Like I'm emotional right now talking about it.
Yeah, like, you gotta follow the lead of the parent. You gotta.
This is what I did wrong in a blended family. Right here. You ready?
Yep.
You're gonna do it my way. I'm the parent. I'm the man of the house. Boom, boom, boom.
That's exactly what I just said.
No. You're right. But in a blended family, it's the mom, bro. it's the parent of the child, right? And you fall back. But no, I'm telling my wife, look, they need to do this. And then if years later, I'm realizing I'm clicking in. I'm like, oh, I need to talk through my wife, right? I need to talk to my wife.
I had that conversation with you, and also with Can Do. I had that conversation with y'all before y'all even started. I told you, I said, yo, man, I say it's her children.
Yeah.
You got to follow her lead.
Yeah.
Were they Latin?
And
were they Latin or Caucasian?
Yeah, they're Latin.
Okay, so what now? I know we're being recorded, but I don't care. Listen, Latin women baby their boys. They turn them into this little metrosexual freaks. And I wasn't having that. You don't baby them. You don't baby them. If he do something wrong, you get in his behind. You don't tell me, oh, don't do that. Well, go raise him your damn self.
Right.
Exactly. You know, another thing else I want to say before we walk through subject is that it's funny you guys talk about how you are and you're gonna be yourself and like. My grandson made me see all my flaws in raising my children. If I had the patience I have with him, my children are awesome right now. They got their degrees. They both got great jobs. I'm proud of them. But I just think if I had my son look at me and say, "Who in the hell is you?" He say, "Who?"
That's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to look at you
what
and
happened
say
to
that.
the dude with my ass? He said, where you at?
Hey,
you know,
I applaud that because that's the way they're supposed to look at you. My grandparents didn't have a chance to show me that kind of love because they had to raise me. So the kind of love that you're giving to your grandchild, I'm going to give that same kind of love to my grandchildren when I get them. And they're going to be unconditional. They're going to be in this joint hanging off a ceiling fan, spinning around. And when I send them back today, I'm getting all kinds of toys that go bang, bang, bang. They get on the parents' nerves. I'm doing everything they can't. My kids won't be able to tell me SHIT. I'm going to listen.
Payback. Is that payback? Bro. Is it payback?
Yeah,
it's payback like I'm mine.
And tell them to take the toys to their mom and daddy house.
That's exactly. Listen, they're gonna have drum sets, guitars. They're gonna have big ass trumpets and trombones. Go right up to their door. I'm doing it all, and nobody can tell me not to. So where you are, right? That's the space I want to be.
Yeah.
But at the time, my grandparents couldn't be that. My grandparents had to be the disciplinarian. They couldn't be that. I want to show you love. They did show me love because you know what they gave me? Like the bull said from Fences, right? Boy, I did my job. My job is not to give you what you want, but to give you what you need.
Yeah.
And that's what I did as a parent. And that's what you all was supposed to do as a parent. Give them what they need, not always necessarily what they want. But when I get these grandbabies,
whatever they want.
Let's go. We going to Kitty City, or we going to Amazon Prime. They're going to have their own Amazon Prime account. They're going to have the iPhone 10. And guess what? They're going to have Epics, too. I'm going to make sure
it's a personal stab. Oh, Allah.
So anyway, bro.
For those of you that ain't watching, I still don't have Epics. That's why he clowning me. Right now. Those of you who be watching, he clowning. That's what it is. Oh my God, how hilarious. So,
fellas, I have to get off that topic because I don't have any children. I mean, I helped raise a couple in my previous relationships, but my biggest achievement was maintaining a good credit score. So I'm happy about maintaining that. I can get things that I need to get when I need to get them, and I'm satisfied on that part.
Hey,
listen,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just want to say, right, he is a fantastic uncle to my kids. He can talk all that crap he wants, but if my kids call Uncle Doc right now, he used to get my daughter $200 pair of sneakers. He buy my son a $50 baseball hat.
That's Doc.
So he talk all that. I don't have no kids.
No. That.
all right.
Listen. No. That's interesting, Doc. Two things, right? I admire, like I'll tell you right now, Doc. Like I said, Doc was the first person whoever I saw with American Express. I was like, damn, and he keep his credit immaculate. Like I was like, whoa. But you're right. Doc is the type of person like will give you the shirt off his back. He don't care how much it costs. He like you need something. Boom, you got it. And dude, that's a quality in you, Doc. I'm telling you right now, bro. I'm like, wow. It's amazing quality, bro. Amazing quality. Whatever you want, if it's in his means, he will give it to you.
No. Listen, it don't even got to be in his means. I'm telling you. Listen, he gave what you give Frankie a humidor.
Yeah.
All I get is a text. Look what Uncle Doc got me.
No, that's what I mean. No, what I'm saying is that what I mean by when I say if it's in his means, you know what I mean? Like, if he can, if it's something that he like, hey, I can surely.
Can we stay here for 1 second though?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Doc, I'm sorry I have to do this to you, bro.
Lord.
But yo, not only that, how many people you co-sign for a car, yo?
Just once. Just once. Once.
Yo, he's so giving. Sure,
Yeah,
I'll do that.
Yo, just one time, man.
It almost impacted your credit too, didn't it?
It did mess up the credit because I couldn't
Yeah.
get what I wanted. I tried to get.
Oh, he
That's
was
when I
hot,
first
yo.
got my. That's when I first got my motorcycle. I was trying to get that, man. And the interest rate on that job was like up the roof.
You learned a
And I'm
lesson
like,
on that too,
was-
don't you?
did
You learned a
I?
lesson.
Man,
He was
co-sign
pissed,
for
yo.
nobody else. Yeah,
exactly.
but
You
middle
gotta-
fingers.
You gotta get your wife, because I almost did the same thing, and she stopped me.
Yeah, man.
You said you ain't co-signing for no damn body. You lost your mind.
My wife will co-sign, and I'm like,
Mm.
all right.
Next question is, what are you most proud of?
That is a loaded question, and it's a lot. It entails a lot. It's kind of similar to the first question, but it entails a lot. So there's a multitude of things. More importantly, right, is the human being that I am. In spite of the jokes and in spite of the fact that I love to use the word nigga because the way it just flows off my tongue, nigga, see how it just flows off my tongue. So in spite of that, right, everyone on this call knows if you need anything from me. There's people that, in the neighborhood knows if it snows, I'm doing the whole block with the snowblower. If they need packages brought into the house, even though I'm just recovering from COVID, I'm taking the package up a flight of steps to make sure that, you know what I'm saying? So the professional stuff is the professional stuff, right? Because what God has for me and what God has for you, he has for you. So
Amen.
I don't want to take any credit for the money in the bank, the 401. I'm not taking none of that. Like that, those are things that just goes without saying, right? Because one of the things I promised myself is that I was never going to be broke. I was never going to be poor.
Yeah.
I promised myself that because I grew up broke and I grew up poor. And I made sure and I put certain things in motion, whether it be properties, rental properties, so that I would always have multiple flows of income. And if worse come to worse, sell properties, walk away with $500,000 to $2 million, and I just live off the interest. So I put myself in a position to never be poor. One of the things people say to me, well, Minister, you always talk about, I don't like the hot weather because when I was growing up in this house that I bought, this used to be an oven. My grandparents had a 20,000 BTU air conditioner, but they didn't turn it on because they didn't want to pay the electric bill. And I said, I would never be in that position. If it's hot outside, it's going to be warm in here to my temperature, which is 66 degrees. If it's cold, if it's hot outside, I want my room 64 degrees. And I don't care what the electric bill is. If it's $300 or $400, I'm not bragging. I'm saying that I put myself in a position to make sure that I can accommodate the things that I want and the things that I need to make my life comfortable. So it's a myriad of things. It's a myriad of things, but that's the most, no matter what happens, God forbid.
My answer is actually in layers. I'm proud of what my son has become. I'm proud of my grandchildren and what they're becoming. But most of all, I'm proud of my wife and the walk that she's made to get them to where they are, for her being able to go to school, get her degrees, and be a co-partner in the household that we built together, and to get me through a lot of downs I was in. So I'm proud of her, day to day, what she goes through. I'm proud of my sister for being able to finish raising me and my two nephews and being a survivor of breast cancer, and her being able to actually go back and get her master's. So my life has been built on a foundation of a lot of strong women. So that's pretty much it for me. Like I said, those women, my son had an interesting conversation with me about a week or two ago. He said, Dad, he says, my worst fear is for me to reach my financial goals and to exceed them, and for you and Mom not to be here to able to enjoy it. And what I told him was, I said, listen, whether we're here or not, when you attain them and you attain them for you and your children, that's our riches right there. Yeah. Even if we're not here to quote unquote enjoy them, just the fact that you are able to accomplish them, there lies the blessing. And to put a cherry on top, these brothers that I've been blessed through to go through life for over 40 years, I'm proud of the men that you guys have become. So that's the cherry on top for me.
Thank you, bro.
And I'm proud of the fact that your sister did a very good job with your nephews. You're questionable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? I would say the same thing about your grandparents too, because let me tell you something. One thing y'all don't know about his grandfather, right? When his grandfather walked in the room, the air left. The room stopped. The room stopped when his grandfather had a presence. So I don't know how he was able to manage with him, but he made it. You know, I'll give him his dap.
Because he almost killed me. He almost killed me at the top of the steps right by the bathroom. He said, you think you tough? He was choking me. And if it wasn't for my grandmother pulling on his pants leg, and she kept saying, George, let him go. You're killing him. George, let him go. No, he's been in the gym. He think he's small.
He think he tough.
I'm teach him, and he had me with one hand choking the crap out of me, yo. And after that, it was, yes, sir. No, sir.
Yo, when
I could be around the corner, he could call me Junior. Is that my grand? I had PTSD, yo.
When your grandfather walked in the room, people got nervous, and we weren't doing anything wrong. I mean,
he had 5 strokes and 4 heart attacks, and he still scared me because he said, "No matter what, I'll knock the hell out of you." He would say.
I'm proud of my relationship with God, man.
Amen.
I'm gonna tell you why I say that, because Vance know this, and you guys probably got a wind of it too. I've been blessed my entire life, man. I mean, people have loved me from all walks of life. If you ever come to one of my shows, you will see a melting pot. I mean, it blows me away how I've been given so much love my entire life. I mean, they just gather around me, man. I'm like, what is going on here? I've had people comment about it all the time. Say, hey, Leon, you got Filipino women and Asian women, you got Mexican women and Puerto Rican women, Black women. They all come to your spot. I say they all want me. They all want me. That's what it is. But you know,
Crooner, is that what you was hitting at? Well, let me get a whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, exactly. They love singing. They love singer. He be working them. No, they did. Yeah, go ahead.
It's just effective. And I know it's God. Believe it or not, it's God. It's God. And like you said, it's the way you carry yourself, the way you handle yourself. People see it. You know, people see it.
You sing in Spanish too? You sing in Spanish? Feliz Navidad.
You know, look, I'm gonna say this. I'm trying not to be selfish here, because when you think about proud, there's a lot of things I'm proud of, but I'm just gonna focus on I'm really proud of my sister, right? Like my sister,
I'm proud of your sister too,
has spent 28 years, like she didn't want to go into service. And I remember she was complaining about going into service, man. And now, you know, she is, you know, she's a command master chief, bro, like 3rd on the ship. Like she's doing her thing.
Amazing.
And you know, she always wanted to, I didn't realize this after the fact, but she always was like, hey, she was showing me what her accomplishments were, right? Because she wanted me to be proud.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you right now, sister, I love you. I am very proud of you. She's done a tremendous amount, and she's out there making impact and doing lots of things. I mean, I can say a ton about myself, but you know, having her in my life and you know, the things she's done, she's accomplished a lot, and I'm super proud of her and the things she's done. It's a female in the service, 20 some odd, she's 28 years now, soon to retire. Like she's doing big things, bro. And she's up there and she's like, should I stay in? I'm like, that's your decision. You can do whatever you want because you have that ability.
Let me tell you this, man, your sister is the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she is.
I know what she's been through.
Oh, yeah.
Black woman.
Exactly.
Achieving what she has achieved. I'm gonna tell you right now, they don't give us nothing. I'm sorry. It's just the honest God too. And that's one thing I never really like, is that in any job we did, we had to be better. We couldn't be equal.
10 times better. 10 times better.
And that always bugged me, man. You know.
Can I just say this?
We always had to prove ourselves that we knew what we were doing. Right.
Correct. I just want to add this. I'm proud of your sister as well. And this is a message in case you watch, brush up on your Black trivia.
You know, I'm gonna tell her. Check it out.
Well, I'll tell you guys what I'm proud of as far as me being a homeowner. I'm very proud of being a homeowner.
Amen.
And also, the three brothers that I went to high school, college, and middle school with, man, I love you guys to the day I die. Because we had a great time.
Love you back, boy.
Yo, every time I drive down Belmont Avenue, and right there we was riding down the plane in the mud, cuz.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Love you
Okay.
back.
Next question is, how do you spend your free time?
Hey, I'm going first.
Okay.
I'm a kid. Hey, look. My free time is spent playing Call of Duty, baby. Look, I'm just gonna keep it 100. Like as soon as I get off this podcast, I'm gonna go play me like an hour or two of Call of Duty because I've never been a service person, bro. I've always appreciated the service. As a matter of fact, I was afraid to go to the service. So, I don't know. I enjoy playing Call of Duty. But the reason I enjoy playing is because I get to interact with people. I'm a people person. Y'all know that. Right? I'm like,
get out. Get out.
Look. Get out. I gotta talk to people, you know what I mean? And so that's what I do in my free time, bro. If I'm not playing Call of Duty, then I am watching movies and chilling with the wife. But that's what I'm doing in my free time. All Call of Duties. So if you're a Call of Duty fan and you want to connect with me, hit me up because I'm down.
Y'all already know what mine is, so I ain't got to say nothing about it.
No, you do. What is it?
Singing, man.
Dooby-dooby-doo.
If I can go out every single night and sing, I'd be happy. But I'm gonna tell you, she ain't going for it.
Your wife?
I got some offers, man, to do some touring.
Oh, really?
She didn't want me to do it. I was on a cruise line and I messed around and went to the little piano bar on the cruise line and I sang 4 songs. And the cruise people give you money. They give you money. The guy that played the piano came up to me afterwards. He said, "Yo, man, no disrespect, but I don't want to see you no more in my piano bar." He
exactly.
Said, "He took all my tips." He said, "No respect." He said, "No disrespect, man." He said, "I normally make $300 and you walked away with $200."
Wait, talking about you were on a cruise and they tipped you?
Yes.
I ain't never had that happen. That must go to show.
That's gangster.
Yeah.
And that happened. That happened.
Can I just say this? Can I say this?
What's that?
I'm proud of you black people who gets on boats because the last time y'all niggas was on the ship, it didn't end well for y'all. So the fact that y'all get on the ship and bring your ass back to the States, I'm proud of y'all. The next thing I know, y'all can be over there speaking some other foreign ass language.
We want free. Free thought.
Yeah, that didn't happen to me because I'm Puerto Rican, so you know.
Oh no. You're killing me.
Coma and stop.
Oh my God.
My free time.
Kev's not here, so I gotta fill in what I feel. I gotta fill in.
You're killing me, bro. You're killing me here. You're killing me, Smalls.
My
You're
free
killing me.
time kind of piggybacks on the fact check. I do the Xbox, but my stilo is usually sports games, man. I've been in the lately it's been MLB The Show, Madden, 2K, basketball, NBA 2K and everything. And outside of that, man, just spending time with the wife, man. Lately I've been loving my weekends and being able to sit down and always reconnect with my wife, man, because she's part of my everyday movement, man. I like hanging out with her.
I spend my free time, with my friends, smoking a stick, drinking some yak, and just, spending some time with my peoples.
Wait. You didn't say cartoons. What? Keep it real, motherfucker.
All right.
Keep it real.
Yeah,
you probably watch more cartoons than spend with friends. Keep it real.
No, I don't. No, I smoke my sticks and, I smoke my cigars and drink the yak with my peoples and have a good time.
I'm sorry. Is a stick and a cigar the same thing?
Yes. Well, in my perspective.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, before you guys move on, I celebrated 39 years of marriage on Saturday.
Congratulations.
Right. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that's all God. Baby, that's all God.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Amen.
Free time.
Yeah.
What's free time?
There you go.
Yeah.
My day. What's free time? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, but you do. I know what you do in your free time. I know what you're gonna say.
I mean, I'm working. my day starts at 4:45. It usually don't get over until about 8:30, 9 o'clock. So
But
my wife.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I mean, listen. No. It's what I enjoy, right? It's what I enjoy. So it is free time, but man, if I was making money, woo, Lord. So my wife is very tolerant of the way I move. And she expects certain things like Friday night date night or Saturday night date night or Sunday night. One of them days we doing something. So we watch our shows. Now the problem is the shows be watching me because I'm usually asleep by 9:15, 9:30. She like, you fell asleep. Like, I'm sorry, babe. And then I catch up. Sometimes I'll watch a couple episodes ahead of her. So when I fall asleep, she won't know that I already know what's going on. Well, wait, she may know now. Dang it.
My thing is, Donald, interesting. Let me comment on that because you being nice and humble for the first freaking time in your life. He's being humble, right? like
very.
For the first time in his life, he being humble about it. I got a thing called living amped, right? Living authentic. My thing is living amped, authentic, meaningful, and purposeful every day. And I'm working to get there, living amped every day. But you do that, Donald. Like every day, Donald's free time is working with nonprofits, helping, the youth, do better, be better. And you do it every day. So while you might be humble about this, I'm surprised, you ain't boasting your prideful ass. No, but I know you're not. But you do a beautiful thing, bro. And I admire that from you because that's exactly where I want to be. And I continue to strive to do those things. Like pre-COVID, I was there, right? COVID, I drew back a lot, and so my intent is to get back out there doing something purposeful every day. And that's what you do, bro, basically. So don't let Donald fool you, bro.
I have a test. I got a testimony too. So I got an 11th grader that her name is Janiyah Smith. Remember the name. Okay. She's going to be in the WNBA. I promise you that.
Is that right?
This girl is in 11th grade and already received a Division I offer from Maryland Eastern Shore. I mean, it's not technically an offer. They've inquired about her, but they will offer you at 11th grade. Now, the sky is going to be the limit for this kid. Yeah. And when I tell you where she comes from, but God, bro.
Amen.
But God.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
Okay. And your assistance and guidance and giving direction too. I mean, that's, take the hats off where it is. Yeah,
well, I missed my calling, bro. I should have, who knew? I didn't know. I should have went to, this is something that I really should have educated myself on. I don't have the paper, but I have the experience. So
listen, it's never too late to go back, bro.
Nah. Look, it's not too late.
It's never too late. I'm just saying.
Right. For those of you that are watching, it is correct. My father graduated from community college with his associate's degree at the age of 57. So yes, it's never too late. Okay, thank you. That's my public service announcement.
Come on.
Okay, folks. Next question is, what's the biggest risk we've taken?
Biggest risk I took was getting married at a young age and trusting somebody else.
Okay. How old were you?
23.
22? 23. So he's the older brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What age did I get married at? 20 what?
Was it 22 or 21?
Well, we've been together. No, the reason why it's important because
he got married.
Started it.
Yeah, he got married.
He started it.
Yeah,
right.
It was him and Tony, and then me. But
that was no problem. That's
you were our muse, bro.
I mean, it was a risk for me because I didn't have that experience. I didn't have a job at the time. I just started working. She saw something in me that she wanted to invest in. I had a lot of detractors. I had a lot of detractors saying, "Man, you're too young. that was the biggest risk, man, because, and I know it was a risk for her because, look, I came to the game with not a lot on the table. And I told her, you know, when we were talking on the phone, I said, I can't give you $1 million. I can't give you all of this, but I can give you my love. Yeah. So she took time.
You was one broke joker.
Damn it, my wife
right.
Yeah, I could attest to that.
Absolutely. Everybody on this podcast, with the exception of Brother Leon, can attest to that. You know, I was broke, no joke. You know, but like they say, you know, I went from ashy to classy.
Come on now.
I like to believe, other than my Heavenly Father, that she had a large part in that. My brothers motivating me and everything like that in a positive way. And, you know, that was the biggest risk I took.
Wait, there he go again.
My brother.
There he go. Yo, you act like we ain't known you for 40 years, bro.
You ain't never lied.
Leon, he trying to make it seem like everything was cranberries and juice boxes. Everything was a bed of roses. No. If truth be told, I don't know if she's gonna watch it later, so I'm gonna be careful how I word this. But there was many a time, like, bro, what?
Listen, I'll follow up on that. We were not in the Cosby household.
Thank you. Leon, he had you believing it was Leaving the Beaver. I'm like,
he painted like it was like a picket white fence.
It was
no. Listen,
know, it wasn't Claire and Cliff. It wasn't
my sister-in-law, Leon. My sister-in-law was a former prison guard. That's all you need to know. Now we can all this other stuff he talking about, the pie in the sky. And listen, I'm gonna whisper this. I married a really crazy person. My wife I love her, but she's crazy as hell. But don't tell her. She's crazy. And she was down here. See, I got PTS. PTSD.
You look like Penny from Good Times. But no, that's it for me, man. I mean, that was my biggest risk. It paid off. She invested in me. I invested in her, and you know, it was blood, sweat, and tears along the way. And we, you know, like the whisper says, it's just get better with time.
Damn, the Whispers, y'all are the Tyler family. Instead of meet the Perrys, meet the Tylers.
How old were you?
23.
23.
I was 23 years old.
Yeah. I'm gonna go.
Go ahead.
My biggest risk was moving to California. Period. That's it. That's the biggest risk I made in my life. And that's big, right? Like Doc and I drove over to Cali in 2.5 days on the eve of my birth. I think it was October 5th, and the clock was striking 12 October 6th. And he and I took off in the Jetta and headed on over to the West Coast. And we drove basically nonstop all the way to Arizona, bro. We're at that point, neither one of us could drive. So hey, we had to take a nap, huh?
Yes, we did.
And we sang number Earth, Wind, and Fire all the way over, baby.
Yes, it was a beautiful time.
Yeah, for sure. So that was my biggest risk. That's it.
Mine was joining the Navy. And it's funny because when I joined the Navy, a couple things happened I didn't expect to happen. Number one, when I got in the vehicle, this man turned around, looked at me, and say, "You never get rich, you son of a bitch. You in the Navy now." I'm like, oh shit, what the hell did I do? Like, what the hell did I do? And then when I went over, they bent me over and did the rectal exam. I'm like, oh no. I say it's worse than slavery. They're killing me.
You got your colonoscopy early.
Hell, fucking big old finger. I'm like, oh no, this is not what I signed up for.
Oh, have mercy, bro.
My biggest risk, biggest risk.
Mine was going over to the Philippines.
Oh, really? Why was that?
Yeah.
They ain't no risk.
Man, look, that's the biggest risk I've taken, going into a foreign country. I ain't never go to a foreign country that, like that.
All right. So my biggest risk, so I met my wife, she was 17 and I was 22. And so we're at the base, and as soon as the lady brings her into the office, all I kept saying was "damn," right? So the lady, my supervisor, she brings her over to me specifically, and she says, "You see her right here? She's off limits. Now I know you have ran through all these broads in this building, but this one right here, leave her alone.
Really?
Yes, she told her that in front of me.
You know what she
Now,
just said? She said, she told you, go get her.
leave the don't.
No. When she told you leave her alone, she told you to go get her. That's what she told
Well, I
you.
worked on the Navy base, so when she told me that was like, well, when will you be 18?
There you go.
Let's check it out. So so after she told me that, here's the thing. In the year she was going to be 18, she started sending me flowers.
She started sending you flowers.
Yes, a week leading up to Valentine's Day, 7 days, I would come in my office and I would have different gifts on my desk. And then she said, will you be my Valentine? She sent me a dozen roses to the joint.
She is crazy, huh? Hi, Carl.
Okay, I tried to tell you. So she says, okay, you got to meet my mom, you got to meet my dad. No problem. So this is my biggest risk. They live at 7th and Erie. I'm a black man.
Yeah.
Picking up their 17-year-old daughter, driving. Now I made sure I was nice and soft up with the 40 or OE. I slammed the 40 or OE before I got there. This is true story. I'm in my caddy. We get there. I pull up. Her pop is on the porch, and guess what he drinking?
40 OE
with 2 black dudes. Oh, what the hell? I roll up. I had extra 40s in my car, so when I saw that, I grabbed my bottle, went up on the porch, introduced myself. Just make sure you have it back by 10.
Did you really grab your bottles and took them up there?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Oh my God.
Her dad, we sat on the porch and drank 40s. And he told me, make sure in his broken English, make sure she be back by 10. I had it back at 9:55. So that was my big, and I'll be honest with you, like, we've been together since 1991. We met in 1990. We started dating in March of 91. She got pregnant August of 91. We were living together October of 91. And we've been together ever since.
Wow.
That was my big, listen, I thought
Amen.
I was going to get cut up because, it was a stereotype with the Rickens. They're going to cut you. I was like, I'm going to go get cut. And I didn't have a gun back then. I just had empty 40 bottles all throughout the backseat of my caddy.
That was Junior. That was Junior.
That was me.
Junior.
But that was my biggest risk. And nobody thought we were going to make it either, bro. And my son, Chris's mom, she would I'm going to say her, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
She would, man, that was consistent. What's wrong with you? Yeah, y'all know. Thank you, Edward, for having my back,
that
bro.
call to piggyback off the preacher. I got the call. I think I was one of the first people that got the call when he told me his fiance at the time was expecting their first one. Well, she wasn't fiance, but he was like, she's pregnant. Bro, I said, well, you know what this means? He said, yeah, this is what we do. We do the right thing. He says, yeah, I'm going to marry her. He said,
do you remember, though? Do you remember where I was at when I called you? I was at the strip club, and I had just knocked down 2 40s. I was at the strip club with Tony, and
is this? Are we keeping this? Or are we ending this out? I don't know what we keep these days.
She knows I was at the strip club. You pregnant? Oh, get 2 40s of OE.
Oh, Lord. Go ahead, Doc. Shoot up that next question.
All right, this is the last question, fellas.
No, go ahead.
If you could ask for a miracle, what would it be? I know you're going second to last.
My miracle? No, I'll go right now. My miracle would be to hit the goddamn lottery for millions. Why? Because I could really use that money to do all the things I want to do for, people. You know what I mean? Like, I would use that money, man, to really make a difference in people's lives, bro. I'm not lying. And I do play Leon. It's just, look, it's tough. It's a miracle trying to get it.
Yeah, you ain't never lied.
If that's my miracle right there.
I know I talk a lot, but this will be quick. I want
Time's up.
Would be financial equality across the board for every American. Every American, you people in Europe, people in Africa, financial equality, so that we can eliminate poverty and kids going hungry.
Damn, Frank. I am so small-minded. I gotta say, God damn, he just. I'm thinking, let me get my million so I can just.
But you're doing the same thing, though, as
people.
far as but you're doing the same thing as far as saying if you had millions and millions and millions, you would pass that off to other people so everybody could be comfortable. That's almost about the same thing.
You know what though? The only problem I have with what you just said is this, and mine's coming from this way. I'm like, I don't know. I guess because I'm older. Mine is to have a presence, a physical presence with Jesus. And when you said financial, Jesus was homeless. Jesus was homeless and Jesus was happy. Jesus rode a donkey. He didn't have no house.
Oh, he rode in on an ass.
Thank you. and he never took a bath. You ever hear about Jesus taking a bath? He must have smelled like something else.
But somebody washed his feet, so
he was born around shit. Y'all, you hear me? He was humble as hell. I just want to have a face-to-face say, Jesus, how did you?
But you're gonna have that, Crooner, and you just use Jesus and shit in the same. So, I just wanted to point that part out. But you know
what I did because people make it look so pretty Christmas.
No,
you know,
no, I understand.
They make it look. They make it look. You know, I got this song they sing in church. Songs used to kill me, man. They say they pierced him inside. They pierced him in.
They say it with joy.
I know.
He bled all night long. He bled all night long.
I say, I always say to myself, what am I missing?
They bled all night long. I get it. Yes.
He hung his head and died.
Yeah. But here's the thing, right? Think about that. Think about what you're saying, right? Think about the structure that we have currently as far as free will. And everyone having financial equality.
Yeah.
And they still have free will. Where would you place Jesus if you didn't have a need? Most people only go to Jesus and only go to Christ when they have a need.
That's so true. That's so true.
That's the test.
Yeah.
The test is, they say it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to get to heaven.
Yeah.
Now, most of you think of that as a literal thing. A camel going in a needle that you have the thread through. No,
sure, yeah.
A needle was something that was in that era. A needle was a doorway, and the camel couldn't actually go through.
Right.
So for a long time, I thought that I wasn't going to be able to get to heaven because I had money and I didn't have an issue where I didn't know where my next meal was coming from. And because of that false narrative, because of the misunderstanding, right? That's why I would like to see where would we be
if
everything was level.
I get it. I really get it. I think about it because I remember I used to always pray for riches. You're not supposed to do that, but I used to pray for riches. And I would tell you right now, it came back to me, like I said previously, Leon, you're already rich. You are filled with love. People have given you love, so you're already rich. So I'm like, okay, that's not what I was talking about, but I understand what you're saying. So it comes back to me. So I understand.
So here the ministry. Hey, blame it and claim it and claim it. Oh, and the Lord said, we're going to have riches upon riches. That's not what he meant. Claim it and claim. You got prosperity. How can you be a preacher and be poor? What?
Yeah.
That's that brainwashing.
Yep. That's a fact. You're right.
That's that nigga crap.
So Leon, you said your miracle was then to see Jesus?
Yeah. That's what he said.
Yeah. I want to have a conversation. I want to be face to face right there with him.
He said face to face.
And just trying to find, just talk, find out, what's going on here.
Yo, Donald, you is not right, Donald. You ain't right, Donald.
Donald is off the chain. I like Donald.
Yes, he is.
What's yours, also?
Go ahead, Snake.
My miracle, well, first of all, it's a couple things. Generational wealth.
No, you can only have one miracle.
I can only have one? That's the rule? I can only have one?
Yeah, whatever you want, bro. You can have whatever you want.
It ain't bad podcast.
Generational wealth, man. That's the first and foremost. because I don't want to see my son or either one of my grandchildren have to struggle the way that me or their mother had to struggle. And so that they have the wealth. My father said something to me when I was young. He says, if I made $100 in my lifetime, I want you to make 1,000. And if you have a son or if you have a daughter and you make 1,000, you should want them to have 1,000,000. You should always want them to do better than you. And by the grace of God, I have been blessed a million times. And I would just like to see them have the stability and the generational wealth that I didn't have when I was growing up, and so that their life's a little bit easier. That's the first thing. And the second thing for me is my wife has had a lot of, and this is where me and Donald kind of connect. My wife's had a lot of health issues over years and dealt with a lot of pain, a lot of pain that people have no idea about, mental and physical. So I would like to just see her live the rest of her life pain-free. That's my miracle. For her to live a pain-free life, man, because she's such a good person, her soul, her heart, and just to, the day-to-day to be there to see that the pain that she goes through, I would love to just see her live a pain-free life, be able to, without this ache and without this bothering her, and just be able to enjoy life, man.
Yeah.
I know it's heavy right there. That's real heavy, but I like to add a little levity to the heaviness. When I wake up in the morning and I don't have some kind of pain, I have to pinch myself to see if I think I'm dead. Pain lets me know that I'm alive. Because one day in the middle of that COVID, I got up in the middle of the night, went to the bathroom and came back, and I was like, man, no pain and I can breathe. And then the reality set in.
So if I could put my foot up your ass, would that remind you of
Wow, Edwin! Edwin, how dare you? Edwin, how dare you, Edwin?
Oh my God!
I'm saying, you tell me which one, right foot or left foot?
Edwin, wow!
I'm just saying, he brought it up.
Y'all raw.
I'm
today. Y'all raw today. Come on, Doc. Close us out. What do you think?
All right, yo. I would want to be in my father's life as a child, because I didn't know my dad at all. I just met my dad when I was 34, so I wish I could have been in his life. That would be the miracle that I would wish for. That I would be in his life as a child, in the child era. Like as far as you guys been in your dad's life in the child era.
Yeah, listen, bro. No, I that's interesting because my dad was not around, but interesting. That's yeah, I can see that because I know you were trying to connect. You were really trying to make that connection,
and we talked about that a lot. And we all, it's funny because with the exception of Edwin, I can't speak for Leon, but we all us three had that whole father issue. And I told my dad when he came around, my sister brought him around, and I still, anyway, if you do what you did to me, to your grandson, you'll never see him again. So I have to say that he's not as cool as brother Leon down there, but he's been a really decent grandfather. He's been a better grandfather than he was a father to me. So the fact that my kids actually have an opportunity to know their grandfather, that's a blessing. Because listen, I mean, this is why we stand in the gap, bro.
But here's the thing. This is the blessing, though, that you allowed that to occur, right? You allowed him another opportunity, bro. Like I've also seen that happen in people's lives, and that's definitely a blessing from the perspective that you even allowed it to occur. Because there are a lot of parents that are like, you know what, you're not gonna be anywhere near my kids. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So good for you to even do that.
No, I actually had to wait. My grandparents passed away because my grandma wasn't having it. Listen, every time I would come home, if I mentioned his name, boy, So, a lot of times I had to, did you talk to Don? No. So when y'all be calling me Donald, it's like, did you talk to Don? No.
Old school says something, man. He said a couple things that touched me about his love for his wife, man. That was beautiful. And also for you want your children to do better. I've met people that didn't want that, and it blew me in mind for me to hear them say
wow,
that.
that's crazy.
I know it blew my mind for them to say that.
For your child to suffer.
They had to do was like, I did it. They got to do it on their own. I understand that, but you want them to do better, you know. And it blew me away.
That's Chris's
Wait.
biological.
Hold on, but Leon, what do you mean? Because they said I did it, they got to do it on their own.
Yeah, it's like I'm not helping my kid. Like, see, this is me, you know, and I can be wrong. That's me. I was really affected by going into the military. I was one of the you guys see me. I was the life of the party with the family. I pretty much brought the family in Chicago. So when I left, it was a gap, big time gap. And I chose to be here with my wife and her family for these 40 plus years. And the other day, my wife said, she let me say thank you. She said, I want to thank you for being here, being my support all these years. And I was like shocked. I'm like, whoa, okay. But I chose that. So to see families that don't wish the best for their families, it just blows me away. You know, it really blows me away, you know, because the guy said, I did it, and I want my kids to have the same suffering that I had, and pull themselves up. And by his attitude, his kids are struggling.
Yeah.
They really struggling.
You got to support the children when they need a little bit of support. And they grew up with my kids, and they see my kids, and they see them, and I'm like, oh, what? Nothing I could do, you know. All I did was pray, but I'm like, oh my God, you know. He got a daughter that's been married 4 times, and she's my kid's age. She's a beautiful girl. She's been married 4 times. She got 4 different kids.
I probably have a few comments, but I'll reserve to hold them.
My grandkids, listen, you know, when I graduated high school, I had the opportunity to continue my education or to get the education of hard knocks and move out on my own. And I chose to move out on my own. I wish, looking back, that's one of my greatest regrets. I wish I would have continued my education. But to say that is to say this: I want my grandkids to continue their education, because they're worlds smarter than me, smarter than, you know. And I just want them to continue their education, because, you know, education sometimes, most of the time, has a gateway to open up avenues.
It really does.
And provide opportunities. I chose to go a different path. I went a much harder path, struggled. I had people there in my corner that say you shoulda, coulda, woulda, and I chose to do different things. But that's just me. I live with that every day. I'm thankful where God's brought me to through His grace. But I don't want to see them struggle at all. I don't.
You know, let me comment on that, man. And I'm sure Donald will agree. College is not for everybody. Straight up, right? It ain't for everybody. And so when I think about your path, KT, you know, dude, you're doing well. You know, the shit. What you do? Shit, I couldn't do it. I'm just gonna keep it real. Not at all. It takes a special person to do what you do. Seriously. So you know, my head is off to you, bro. You know, education is not, you know, college education is not for everyone. And you know, the opportunity is always still there to go and do it if that's something you want to do, right? But you know, your path is your path. You know, I think about my education and you know, what I did in undergrad school versus grad school. You know, I look back, there's always lessons to be learned, but you know, I'm excited. I'm excited for where I am right now, because had I not gone through what I've gone through, then I wouldn't have the knowledge to share, right? My experiences. Right. So yeah, nah, bro, you listen.
Adversity breeds character.
Come on.
And one of the things that I didn't want, and I still don't want, I would not take away any of my life lessons, because during times of adversity, your true character is going to be revealed. And at the most adverse times, right? That's why I love you all. The most adverse times, you guys are always there. No matter what, we've been there through I can't afford epics. We've been there. You know what I'm saying? But in all seriousness, I mean, I'm being dead serious.
I hear you.
I mean, we could have talked about. I mean, I could have talked about the recovery, the COVID. I could have talked about all of those things, right? But at the end of the day, right, the fellowship that we have with one another, our ability to read each other's minds sometimes and know what someone's going through, even though they don't want to tell you the truth, but you know something's weighing on them.
Mm-hmm.
God put us all together.
God don't make a mistake. There you go.
Yeah.
So everything that from the first episode to this episode, everything was building up to this crescendo, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that we can sit here and have an open dialogue and really talk about
everything.
Mm-hmm.
Cut him off, Vance. I'm about to start crying and shit. Cut his ass off.
No, hey, listen, let me I appreciate that. Let me close out with this story. This is what happened to me this weekend, right? So I'm heading over to Costco. And it's kind of this is bordering on what Donald just said about adversity builds character. I'm in my car and I got my music blasting with some Jill Scott. You hear me?
Yes.
Costco. I got my windows down. I got my windows down.
You still got my double still CDs.
I don't know. Maybe. Let me look. Pulling up, and I'm rolling. I'm pulling up. I pull up in this parking spot next to this woman who was getting in and packing her car up. Older woman. She had to be about. She was a white woman. She had to be about in her maybe mid. She's definitely in her late 60s or something like that.
Ain't old man. What's wrong with you?
And I get over. Yeah, no, but she maybe 70s, bro. But I get out. I mean, it's hard to tell sometimes. I'm just guessing at this point. 60 to 70, who knows? But I get out of the car. She was well older than me. I get out of the car and she's like, "So could you hear your music?" She's like, "Excuse." She said something. She's like, "Could you hear your music?" I was like, "Excuse me." She's like, "Could you hear your music?" Okay. I was like, "I could, ma'am. Thank you for asking." And I just kept walking. Like,
blew her right off.
Yeah, come on, bro. I thought about it afterwards. I was like, "Oh, I could have answered that in so many different ways."
Yes.
You know what I mean? But I was just like, I have. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it.
You know what?
You channel your inner crew. You channel your inner old soul.
You know what, man?
Sarcasm is a mother.
Listen, he's the peacemaker. He knows.
Let me tell you, Vance. Let me tell you. See, you got that, and I don't have that. You got the approachable Negro syndromes.
The what?
People don't say that to me. I have my people louder than you. And they just don't say that to me. I remember one time, I got this funny story. I got rheumatoid arthritis, so I got a handicap placard. And I was about 45 years old at the time. So I pulled up to this first handicap stall, and this older man and woman, they watched me get out, and they were like in walkers and shit. And I did an extra cripple walk. But I felt bad. I'm not gonna move my truck, but I felt bad.
I just want to say I'm gonna piggyback on that story because I have a placard as well that I made. I scanned it and all that. But anyway, I have my own. If you need them, you can hit me, inbox me. But I have my own, right?
We'll talk later.
Somebody said something to me. I like, if you had a prosthetic like I got, you shut up. Tapping my leg. They're like, that doesn't sound like.
You mean like this?
About what it sounds like.
You be like this.
Gotcha, bitch.
Oh, hilarious. All right. Look, fellas, I love y'all, man. Listen, that is another episode. We appreciate y'all watching. If y'all enjoy it, please subscribe, like the channel, share with your friends. We just keep it real 100%.
CS announcement. Sorry. If you need them cards, inbox me.
No.
Edit.
Hey, with that said, let's roll, fellas.
Hey, Doc, you did a great job, man. Great job, Doc.
Thank you very much.
My brothers. Video podcast.